Hello and welcome to all the viewers who are joining us to view this video interview. I am Tiwari and I work with Construction Industry Development Council as General Manager. Viewers, as we are committed to bring to you the interviews of experts from the industry who are discussing and deliberating on many of the critical issues which we all are facing in this tough situation of COVID-19, where we all are stuck up at home and we don't even know how long this kind of situation will last. One such topic which we have brought in today to discuss is the work-life balance in post-COVID world. And the expert who will be discussing upon this topic today with us is Dr. R. Karthikeyan. Let me tell you a little brief about Dr. Karthik. He's the founder of Gemba Management Consulting Private Limited and Chief Executive Officer of International of Training and Development Organizations. It's great to have you, Dr. Karthik, with us.
My pleasure.
Dr. Karthik, please tell us how would the post-COVID life see the work-life balance as both get blurred working from home?
Yeah, we are doing a bit of crystal gazing. We are not soothsayers, but then we can look into certain trends, and some of them may be right, some of them may not be right. But as I see from now, one critical area is going to be work from home. Initially, they thought it's going to be only IT, but now even people like retail and many other sectors who never thought they can get to work from home are forced and finding themselves that 80 to 90% of the manpower can sit at work and home. So which means there's going to be a blurring of boundaries between work and home, especially for the ones who have never been used before. IT sector has used before, some of individual consultants are used, but someone who is used to people, structures, travel, site, and suddenly to sit in a corner of the house and handling the entire work life, it's going to be a major mental adjustment. So work-life balance will go for a 6 because we always used to travel from one place to another, from work and to family. And the time in between is ice-breaking time. But here today, your timelines are broken only on geography. Like your bedroom is different. One corner is a workspace. You move from the workspace, then it becomes a private space. So the kind of mental readjustment is not on time, it's on space now. Another thing, there was a lot of unwinding activities. You could just go and have chai with your friend, do a small talk, see a friend in the lift, get stimulated, go down, have a walk in the sun, come back. Suddenly all these are stripped from our daily life. So there is an enormous amount of adjustments which require. So exercising or taking care of yourself, you may have more time, but I would say the more demand and more load is on you. And one of my friends who is a client, is CEO of a company, is saying, I work more than what I used to work earlier.
Yeah. Dr. Karthik, you just mentioned about some kind of stress. Tell us, how do you handle work stress from home, and where do you share the domestic stress in the situation?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. We all have that habit of cribbing, and which is to some extent is good. We need to steam. We need to let the steam off. So you come back home and crib about your office, and when you go back next day morning, you crib about your family a little bit. So we always have a space, other world, where you can go and express. When both gets together, I think the problem is, where will you find the space, to whom, how, and where's the privacy, what is the security? And you can't do it in a very structured, recorded format, right? So there's a lot of steam is going to stay in the system, number one, especially interpersonal level. We always like to, and Indians especially love to speak. We speak and we want the other person to listen, and we may even speak to more than one person. We have a way of de-stressing ourselves. Socially, the small talks are very important. Now that's going to have a beating, and that's already there in the advanced countries. I'm seeing now they are training their people for small talk. They have to take it as a training need. So I think that's one area where we need to find time and space where we can let our steam off. Number one. Number two, I think the physical aspect of work. When you cut your travel, when you cut down your other demands of the body, you'll get very plugged, and everyone will be like a techie today, irrespective of your domain. Everyone becomes a techie. So there's a lot of undoing has to happen. So now you need to definitely work out. You need to find space. You need to quiet your mind for some time without any noise, because it's going to be transfer of screens from your into mobile to laptop to into watching television or Netflix. So you jump from screen to screen. So where do you find time to take off from all of them and just do nothing? Doing nothing is going to be a very big challenge. You need to find ways and the methods to do about it. I think these are some things which I can instantly say how you can handle stress both the sides.
Dr. Karthik, it's very interesting. Working from home definitely causes some addiction to the screens. What do you have to say more upon this?
There's something called electronic screen syndrome, which has been identified as a psychological disorder. In fact, the place where I've studied, International Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, Bangalore, they are doing a lot of research on electronic screen syndrome. There's also an addiction. Today, if you have a mobile phone and if you're not picking for more than 5 minutes, you feel very unimportant. So you immediately open and check whether you have a kind of WhatsApp message. Don't have one, you give one so that to elicit a response. So we are somewhere getting addicted to this, and which is not physical, it is more psychological. They clearly act on the pleasure centers of the brain, like how your drinking does or overeating does. So watching your mobile becomes another way of addiction in life. So that's what I'm saying. We need to find activities, whether it is cooking or cleaning your house or gardening or playing with your pet or reading. Find some activities during the work time to give a break for 10 minutes. For every 3 hours, if you can give about 10 to 15 minutes break, not the lunchtime. Apart from that, I think that will be a great unwinding. You need to take your eyes off. In fact, I would give you a very simple technique. Close your eyes and wet your handkerchief, a tissue or a cotton. Place it on your eyes for 5 minutes. That will lot of, because you keep always using your eyes and brain more than any other part of the body. So you need to rest both of them.
Dr. Karthik, how do you train the employees to be productive and healthy working from home?
Yeah, productivity wise, each company has a way of time log, monitoring systems, and we are able to say how much of screen time he does, what is the productivity and deliverable. I think productivity is also a matter of a skill. Over a point of time, people gets more productive as they know that essentially it's about focus and execution. And online and working from home, people I think inherently do not want to waste time. They want to finish it much faster, because time saved is your own time there. So productivity, I'm not really very concerned. Maybe if you look at it, some aspects of where your work involves a socialization, brainstorming, working with team, handling team conflicts. Now these are the areas where we may have to learn on a workplace. But in terms of well-being, I think there's a lot of scope. Like whatever I spoke till now, employers and organizations must be very sensitive. First, should teach them certain do's and don'ts, because we all have jumped into it like that's the only way out. So you keep logging in and sitting. We sit for more time. We gaze it for more time. Whether you are productive, like today, you see everyone is having a webinar. Okay, whether you are talking in a webinar or you are being participating in a webinar, and I see that I share notes with even other friends while watching webinar. They are looking into their phones. They put on a unmute or a video off, and so are inherently trying to get away from what we are doing. So a lot of focus, a lot of active work will give you more time and space for your. Having a hobby has to be very, very important. Trainers have to now play a different role in helping employees to reset their work patterns, biorhythms to this new way of life. I see a huge scope of work from organization to employees on these areas. Because some of them might also be a blend. It's not purely work from home. You need to go for 2 days to office. Some of them will work on site. You need to go to construction site. You need to go and meet a client, come back at the place and do the rest of it over. So there's going to be a very blended work we are actually learning. We need another 6 months to 1 year to know where we are actually are and see what are going to be our different needs, physically, psychologically, and organizationally.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Karthik. It's really great to have you on the show, and you've really touched upon all those critical and important aspects of helping us understand how to actually create a work-life balance in this situation and even post-COVID. So thank you very much for joining us on this CIDC Media Channel chat show. Thank you very much, Dr. Karthik.
Thank you very much, and it's my pleasure. And you have wonderful questions. And good luck to all of you. Thank you.
And viewers, we again request you to please like our videos. And as we are committed to bring you videos of all those experts, and these experts are some of the greatest minds who are helping us understand how to navigate through in this really tough time of COVID situation. So please like our videos, share these videos, and feel comfortable giving us feedback through the comments, which you can always do. Thank you very much, viewers.
Thank you.